Growing fruits and vegetables in your Aerogarden can be so satisfying. But have you thought about growing some petunias? I'm going to show you how you can maintain these and make them bloom for you for months. First, what you want to do is obviously unplug it. It's not plugged into anything right now. You're going to gently reach around to the back and we're going to disconnect the base from the light unit. And then we can slowly remove our base from the light. And mine are wrapped everywhere. Look how big this is. So we have to be very gentle. We're gonna be breaking some branches off, which is fine because this is part of the process of kind of thinning them out. So if you're curious about how long it took to get this big or what my timeline is, I planted the Aerogarden Petunia Kit on March 22nd. Then I removed the domes on April 13th. May 15th, I started to see my first little blooms. By May 27th, they were pretty much in full bloom. On June 5th, I did what we're doing today, and then today is July 30th, and we're gonna do it again. I recommend getting yourself something that you can place the top on and kind of let the roots hang. I'm gonna go ahead and lift this base out. One of the easiest things to do is reach underneath and remove your water lid. Then you can get your hands right underneath there and just pull on the actual tray where your nut cups are sitting. And you can lift it right out of the water and we can see all of our roots underneath. I'm gonna move this over and I'm gonna just place it on top of this pot and that gives it a place to rest. So if you have some place that you can fit it and set it off to the side, that's the best thing. I'm gonna take this and go dump out the water real quick and rinse it out. One step that is very important is finding this filter cover. Okay, you want to make sure this is not bound up into the roots of your plant and then pull all the roots off of it that are twisted inside. This is just going to help make sure that the filter system is clear of any roots and it's not going to burn out on you. And then I kind of reach up underneath there and make sure that there's no roots that are stuck up underneath as well. Make sure you're putting your filter back down inside. Don't forget that little guy. Now this is where it's gonna get pretty messy and that's okay. I'm gonna lift this back up, find my tray under there. We're gonna gently lift this right up above my head. I am going to trim some of these roots. So I've done this twice, like I said, when I take it apart. And I don't care if it's big and matted up inside, but the more I can get off and away from the filter, the better. And my roots are still looking super healthy. You can tell how crisp and white these are. We're not having any root rot problems whatsoever. Now I'm gonna gently put this back over here. And I'm gonna go ahead and fill this back up with water. One little trick that I like to do is leave my water out. I'm just gonna let it sit out on the counter if I know I'm gonna do this project today, and that's gonna bring it to a room temperature. I'm also using my Blue Lab pH pen because it has a thermometer on it. So I'm gonna check the temperature and I'm at 77 degrees. That's probably good. I just don't want it to be any kind of a shock going from a room temperature to like really cold or super hot. That could shock your roots. So make sure that you're using about the same temperature as what you dumped out. If you really want to be particular, you could check the temperature on the water that you just poured out and wait until this one gets to the same temperature. Now Aerogarden says whenever you're adding water, when it says that it needs water, they recommend 2 capfuls. This is absolutely disgusting. It is really gross. I hate pouring it into the cap and doing it that way. I have measured these caps and they're 4 milliliters. I'm using one of these cute little syringes. I'm just shoving it in there, pulling it out. And then I can do it this way without messing up that cap. So I'm gonna go ahead and put in 8 milliliters because 4 milliliters per capful to 8 milliliters. Another thing with growing these is I don't put food in this every single time I fill it up. When you get to this level of petunias, they're gonna drink water all the time. It seems like every couple of days I can hear the pump kicking on and I need to add water, and I don't want to give them that much food all the time. It would just be a lot. So probably every 3 to 4th time I'm filling it up, I might be adding just 1 capful or 4 milliliters and then just kind of maintaining it that way. But because it's brand new fresh water and there's no nutrients in it at all, I'm doing the full 8 milliliters. Now we're gonna go ahead and slide this back on. This is also the 360 Aerogarden, and yes, I planted all pods. It was a little excessive, but it's been working. It's been working actually very, very well. Okay, now that it's back on and in place, we're gonna do just like you would if you were out in your garden or if you had petunias hanging in a basket. And I'm gonna go through and trim out any of the dead branches. We just want to get rid of those. We want to make room for any of the new growth. So there's quite a few in here we're just going to get rid of. And then there's something called deadheading. You go around and you find the flowers that have already bloomed and they're dying off, and you're just going to pluck those off. Like here's some down here, and you just pull those off. So I like to, in the morning when I'm having coffee, I'll stand over at my plants and I will deadhead them. And every once in a while you accidentally do that. It's okay, they grow back. So we're just trying to get those nasty ones out of there. But it did feel the first time I did this like it was just so thin, and I destroyed it, and it grew back with an absolute vengeance. Now we're talking, what, 7 months? So I've been growing these for 7 months. And of course it's summer and I have beautiful plants outside. So I probably wouldn't do this again in the summertime. And I would be planting just before Thanksgiving, and then maybe I'd have a beautiful bouquet of flowers around Christmas time. Of course with the Aerogarden kits, you just get the colors that they send you. But if you wanted to do it on your own and pick some really cool colors that might go with the holidays, that would be really pretty as well. Make sure you're lifting this up too and really looking up underneath. That's kind of where these dead ones will hide. All right, when you're done trimming it, make sure you put back your water cap because it gets hidden down under here and I can't see it half the time. Oops, and I have some flowers that fell in there. And the top of this is really disgusting, but I can't get to it right now. I don't want to disturb them any more than I already have. Then around the back side, my flowers are growing really around this light pole. So when you put it back on, kind of gently separate them out to slide it back on. It is a little bit of a trick to do this. It's worth it when they all come back and they're just full bloom again and they're happy. Now make sure you are plugging your power source back in. And I keep finding more that I could be deadheading. And that is really all there is to it. It just needs a good trim every couple of months when you start to see a lot of dead branches up underneath. And these will last you months and months. What kind of flowers are you guys growing in your Aerogardens? Do you like petunias? Are you a fan of them? I think they're beautiful, and I'm gonna go hop on Amazon and make sure I have some extra petunia kits in my cabinet. We'll see you next time.